chess match between these two coaches, Jimmy, as we are off and running here in Memphis.
And we see just straight up right now to start things off with Colgate. Spiro just man-to-man. Let's see how Baylor attacks it. Pretty good off the dribble.
Our officials, Marquise Pettigrew, Bart Lennox, Tim Smith. Inside leaner, good-looking shot. That is Walter. He has so much offensive ability, Jimmy, inside, outside, and athleticism for days.
Clearly, and with Dennis as his backcourt mate, Dennis is a real good setup guy, Spiro, so watch for those two to interact very well. Colgate loves to go to the post early, and they just finished one off just then. Nice work there by Records.
Keegan Records, the fifth-year senior, Rhode Island product. Colgate's experience is in their front court primarily with guys who have been there and done that. And I'm not going to shy away, Jimmy, from this kind of a spotlight.
I agree 100%. Just can't let Baylor get into a real run-out type of game.
This is Yves Misi, five-star freshman. Talk about offensive ability. Continues to polish that offensive game. Pretty little bank shot. With a leaner on the inside from Jalen Cox. And Colgate one and done.
Yeah, but you notice they had three guys drifting back to half court. They don't want to have a run-out game here for Baylor.
This is Jaden Nunn, young man who has become a huge piece for Scott Drew and his Baylor team. Misi banging bodies with Records. Good interior defense.
Yeah, and I think Misi thinks he can go over him at his size at 7 feet tall. Well defended.
This is Braden Smith. He's their sharpshooter. Offensive rebound. And now they're going to reset to Cox.
And that was Records who chipped that ball out to give him another opportunity. Here he is down low.
This is going to be an offensive foul. Well done by Misi.
I thought for a second that Records was going left to right. And let's see if he ducks down. And yeah, I think it's a little tricky move there where he tries to get that shoulder down. He puts it right in the chest.
This Colgate team, small little school up in Hamilton, New York. 7th overall appearance in the 5th straight under the watch of Matt Langle.
Good work there by Cummins stepping in.
Smith's going to fire a transition three, a little bit short. Yeah, so Smith has missed his first two looks.
Yeah, both of them a little bit off right, too.
Walter, straightaway three. And that kid's fired up early to start.
That was not off right at all there. That was a beautiful pull-up jump shot in rhythm. Colgate not really reacting to him, but they better react quicker than that on the perimeter with him. Records just has to be careful now with that one foul, Spiro, to make sure he doesn't overdo something on the offensive glass.
Where does Smith go here? Gets a screen with 4 to shoot, tries to turn the corner, and they got a piece. What a defensive recovery by Jaden Nunn. Dennis thought about the three. Now they're going to get reset. Dennis lightning quick. What a pass. It's Misi taking contact. Boy, that was all Dennis. The quick spin and set the table perfectly for Misi.
Yeah, and watch the cut here. He comes across the board, makes things happen, and dishes right there in terms of getting him. A little late is Cummins coming from behind to try to foul him right there. Little inside-outside work going by Baylor.
Misi 14 points in their last game, that conference game against Iowa State to end their run through the Big 12 tournament. What a season he's put together. See this in Colgate. Still trying to find their way against this Baylor defense. Records looking for some contact, and he goes right into the chest. What a matchup. That could be a big factor in who wins this game as Records with the answer.
If he has more moves in the inside, I'd love to see him because he just used about 5 of them there.
This is Nunn. Walter.
You're going to see a lot of that defensive rebounding too, Spiro. There's 4 Colgate players just kind of hanging around the paint area, hoping for a miss.
This is Ryan Moffitt. Going to reset here to Smith as we come up on the 16-minute mark. Early stages here in Memphis.
Let's see how Smith reacts after having his last shot blocked. Good kick out.
Records pass broken up. Dennis. And then a save. Beautifully done. Second turnover, and then it's Moffitt ripping it back. Get it on the wing here to Cox.
Boy, Nunn almost picked that one off on the way down the court defensively just then.
Jimmy, they're so active defensively. What a pass. Moffitt dropping a dime. It's Records.
Well, what makes that happen, Spiro, is taking that ball strongly down to the left side of the floor, and then you kick it to the elbow at the free throw line. That pass then becomes much easier for the high-low.
Boy, Carter, pocket three. Good shooting start. That's Jalen Bridges from the right corner.
5 for 8 for Baylor early on. They look very comfortable, making Colgate work a little extra. Here's that post up again. Like I said, they go to the post a lot.
And this is going to be on the floor on Misi as Records was bumped.
Hey, Spiro, on some significant injury news for Baylor going into this NCAA tournament. Scott Drew telling me yesterday that Langston Love is out for this weekend's games due to an ankle injury and is doubtful to return for the NCAA tournament. Love averages about 11 points a game, one of the top 6 men in college basketball. And another development, Yves Misi left and went to the bench and is getting work from the trainer after what looks to be a back injury. So Baylor not deep right now, losing Langston Love. Misi also getting treatment. We will monitor both for you and everything, Spiro, moving forward.
Yeah, John, and Misi looked like he was in pretty considerable pain, so we'll keep tabs on him at the end of that bench. As in the meantime, Brady Cummins has checked into the game for Matt Langle and is able to draw contact. Also, Jeff Woodward. As the whistle blown against Josh Ojanwuna, who's just into the game here for Scott Drew and Baylor. This is Cummins on the attack, knocked out of his hands, trying to force the issue against that Baylor interior defense.
And here is where they're pretty good in the open floor, but once again, Colgate retrieving pretty fast in the transition defense. Long range.
Second triple for the freshman sensation. What a start for Jacoby Walter.
You think you have him under control when he's just a foot behind the three-point line, but not quite.
There is no stage too big for that young man. Clearly, pretty little shot. Baby hook shot in the middle of the paint by Records. And what a start for Keegan Records, Jimmy. 4 of 4. He's got 8 points, all 8 for the Raiders.
And a great season for him overall, too. And first team all Patriot League, so he's had a very steady and consistent year as they go to a zone right now.
Kick out into the near corner. That is Nunn. And how about this elite start shooting the basketball? Baylor is 4 of 5 from deep.
Yeah, and if you're going to run a zone against Baylor, you better find him. Watch out now. There's a little race for the ball.
This is Ojanwuna. Matt Langle is going to try to restore some order with a quick timeout.
Yes, Spiro. Yves Misi has a rib injury. He is getting treatment right now. You can obviously see the vest right there, but the team trainer told me he is available to return. So obviously a storyline to monitor for the rest of this game and beyond, Spiro.
All right, John, all over it. Can Colgate weather the storm here? See the shooting numbers so far as Baylor, #2 scoring team in the Big 12 during the regular season. Showing you just how good they are.
Nice pass.
Woodward, boy, those bigs like to work together underneath. It's a good-looking finish by Sam Thompson, wasting no time, and a big basket for the Raiders.
And we've seen 2 of their baskets on the high-low like that, so they're really trying to attack, and that was a quick release by Woodward. I didn't think he had a chance, really, getting it over the top of his defender at first.
So that ends an 11-2 Bears run. This is Ray J. Dennis.
Really passes the ball well, Dennis. Worth keeping an eye on.
This is Nunn, the VCU transfer. Shot clock down to 3. Nunn, for taking contact, he went right into the chest of Woodward.
That's when you know things are going well for Baylor, when everybody's participating and getting their shots off.
Boy, that is Nicholas Louis-Jacques.
Started the first 20 games of the year for them, and now he's become a bench presence. Utilizing that dribble, getting by his man initially on the perimeter.
Started the first 20 games for Matt Langle, and a couple of injuries that he had to contend with as Colgate coughs it up here. It's a tough little break for the Raiders. It's going to get it back to Baylor. And Scott Drew's team's going to have 20 to shoot as we take a look at advanced stats presented by Invesco QQQ. The offensive efficiency for this team at Scott Drew has been impressive.
Yeah, anything over 1.00 is a big number there, and they really get it done at the offensive end.
Dennis inbounds to the freshman Walter. Walter, boy, he has been slinging it here at the start. Offensive rebound. Baylor's able to control with Caleb Lohner, who's checked into the game.
Well, that's the first time Colgate didn't have a couple of guys underneath the basket.
Dennis on the fire, no. Offensive rebound, Miro Little, and he's bumped. Baylor shooting well and now hitting the offense.
What's the update on Misi? What is the update on Misi's status?
Back's bothering him, but he's a tough kid. We'll see if he gets back.
Okay, why is
If trainer says he's good, he's good. So
why has your offense been so efficient so far?
making shots. So we're getting high percentage shots. Need to keep making them. We did a good job on the glass. Need to stop 14. He's got too many easies.
All right, thanks. Have a good rest of the half.
Thank you.
All right, so potentially good news on Misi, but you just think of what Scott Drew inherited in 03 when he took over this program. All the losing, program that had been languishing, Jimmy. 4 NCAA tournament appearances total before he took over. Of course, got them to the mountaintop in 2021, and this has been a perennially championship contending team. Just incredible as Jacoby Walter is fouled, and now he looks like he's a little bit shaken up.
That's a design play coming out of the timeout just then. When you see him come around here, let's see if he gets hit. Oh, that's a tough one, too. Because his right foot, sometimes when you're shooting the ball naturally, your feet slide up a little bit. So I don't think that was a kick. I think that was just a natural part of his shot, but that caused the contact.
So Jacoby Walter at the free throw line for 3. The whistle charged to Parker Jones.
Spear, I always thought that, when a guy shoots like that, you almost need like 2 or 3 other jump shots watching him shoot to see if that's a natural motion with his right foot to slide up. And I think that was relatively natural just then, the way he shoots the basketball.
Did you used to wear 2 different colored shoes when you played?
Somebody paid for him, I would.
What a player that young man is, as he's going to get a quick breather here. Baylor has opened up its biggest lead. There's Colgate trying to stay within striking distance against the big mighty Bears from Waco.
Misi back on the floor, too.
Only one starter right now in the game for Colgate. This is Parker Jones, young man who's got good length. Shot clock down to 4. On a bobble, Thompson back to Jones. Is going to fire, but it's a big shot for Colgate.
It looked like there was a little rattle to that offensive set just then. Not really attacking as sharply as they usually do. They get one right at the shot clock winds down with a couple of seconds to spare.
First 3 and a half for the Raiders. And it could not have come at a better time. So we hit the 11-minute mark in this opening half. This is Miro Little. Freshman for Scott Drew, and that is Dennis.
He's got that new style jumper, too, which I love. It's not really the traditional bring it up over your head type shot, but it's almost like the Seth Curry, get it off pretty quickly so nobody can defend it.
Boy, when Baylor shoots from 3 like this, they are a tough team to contend with. Woodward, boy, pretty drop step and the extension.
Well, he's coming off a solid Patriot tournament, too, where he played very, very well in the games. And I think they'll just continue to mix it up when he's on the floor and Records is on the floor.
So Colgate starting to settle in, Jimmy. They were 1 of 5 at the start. They've hit 7 of their last 8.
They're just not stopping Baylor, though.
1 or 3 from Little won't go. Offensive rebound is pulled by Lohner.
That's the second one for Lohner on the offensive glass.
Lohner is blocked. Woodward got a piece.
He timed that and he jumped it. Nice pass.
What a dime. Thompson on the feed from Louis Jacques.
Yeah, really good Woodward defense too, Spiro, because sometimes as a defender, you want to guess. And sometimes you guess wrong, but that time he gets guessed perfectly correct.
This is the #1 passing team in the Patriot League.
And they're very unselfish too when they're passing the basket. Nice hands there. Did they get it? Yep.
Woodward.
Keep going with it.
Here comes Cox. Barreling in, and he's bumped.
I don't know if this is going to be on a shot or will it be on a pass attempt. This is going to be interesting.
He appeared to be looking back for a pass.
Yep, you're right. That's what I was thinking too. Watch, all of a sudden he knows he's closed in right now. Yeah, and then he starts to look back. But you and I aren't making this call. It's the officials out there. Yeah, I think they're going to do the same thing. He was looking to pass the ball.
Jimmy, we're just on a roll with the officiating.
That may bring trouble our way.
Kiss of death.
Exactly.
Bridges is whistled. Misi is going to take his seat for Scott Drew. So good news that he's back in, but a quick spell here. And meantime, that Colgate defense, the other thing about them, they're a smart defensive team, among the fewest fouls committed of any team per game in the country, Jim.
Yeah, and if Baylor shoots the ball from the perimeter, they have to close that out quickly and try to stay away from the fouls.
Inbound to Woodward. A little bit of a mismatch there with Walter. Dennis comes to help.
I don't think look underneath the basket well.
Every one of these Colgate players can pass really well, as that one is deflected out of bounds. First round coverage of the NCAA Division I Women's Basketball Championship begins today. ESPN, ESPN2, ESPNU, and ESPN News. For more information on game times and listings, go to ncaa.com.
They always have a guy parked around the baseline here. Watch them fill. Here we go again. Coming from right to left.
Into the corner. This is Thompson, and that shot is good.
And I know this is simple, Spiro, but when that guy from the right side removes himself and goes to the left side, defensively you have to say, where's he going? What do we have to do? How do we react to it? They were late on that jumper.
Bridges straight away three, a little bit short, banged around. Tracked down by Bridges as we are inside of 9 minutes. Bridges getting downhill just too much.
Yeah, that's where they're terrific. I really like Baylor's game when they put it on the floor and attack people.
Boy, inside, little floater that time. Won't go for Chandler Baker. And Colgate, boy, Thompson, what a start for him off the bench. Thompson, the senior, he's been a mainstay off Matt Langle's bench.
Yep. Same spot, left baseline too, Spiro. They love it over there.
Wow. Dennis, pretty leaner.
You know, guys who can shoot the ball like Baylor can, when they start getting their floating game going to the basket, boy, it's tough to stop as they come back with a matchup defense right now. Scott Drew looks to change things up.
But Colgate, after taking that early shot, Jimmy, they have settled in.
That's a rebounding side, so you got to pick your poison a little bit.
Matt Langle's program, what a run they've been on. Became the first school in the history of the Patriot League to repeat 4 straight years winning that conference championship. And there's 7 titles, the most of any team in the history of the conference.
Kick ball right there, so they'll reset at 20.
The only question is now, Jimmy, can they shock the world against one of the strongest teams in the field in the Baylor Bears?
So now we're going up against a matchup. But notice the way Baylor is just sticking somebody right in the middle of the floor to make sure they don't fill that free throw lane.
So Ryan Moffitt unable to convert. And now Baylor at this end. Baylor 23-10 overall on the season. They won 11 games in the Big 12, that rugged conference. Ray J. Dennis.
See, that's where the problem is guarding Baylor. Nunn had the basketball. He put it on the floor once or twice. They force you to react defensively and then go quickly on you with the jumper.
Chandler Baker unable to answer in the corner. So Colgate has cooled off just a little bit here. They've come up empty on back-to-back trips. Bridges
Yep.
into the corner. This is Walter, and he's fouled again on a three-point shot. Second time that's happened in this first half. So Baylor restores some order and a chance to extend on this 13-point lead.
See that little pass? This is where I think we talked about in the open how fast they are getting things off.
What a story Ray J. Dennis is. He was born with a club foot. He was in a cast for the first 2 years of his life, underwent surgery. Took a long time for him to get himself physically right. I don't think there was anyone in that family, Jimmy, who could have possibly dreamt he would have this kind of athletic career. Last couple of years at Toledo, and what a piece he has become for Scott Drew in this program.
Just an all-around player who gets it done. I love the way he passes the basketball, too. 7 assists a game.
Dennis, one of the premier assist men in the conference in the Big 12 this season. Started his run at Boise State, first 2 years of his collegiate career.
Spending just a little bit right now. See what they fall back into.
Kobe Walter now has a game-high 13 points in his first ever NCAA tournament game. Not bad.
Yeah, this is the matchup again.
This is Baker finding the laces, and then this is going to be a loose ball foul against Jalen Bridges. Record's able to get himself in offensive position, forcing that whistle on Bridges. Little tournament summary. What a night for Oakland last night, pulling the upset in that 3-14 matchup last night in Pittsburgh.
A couple of threes were raining down last night, huh?
Yes, they were.
Both fabulous.
Baker misfiring at the start. Here comes Dennis in the open field or floor underneath. And the rebound is corralled by Cummins.
Yeah, he just got his feet back in bounds, it looked like, because he may have been out and then got back to reestablish. Let's see if Smith starts to attract some attention here, but they're going back into the zone. Spiro, watch defensively how they get right in there and they clog it.
Three-pointer from Baker won't go. He has the green light, clearly. But Jimmy, you mentioned Braden Smith, Patriot League Player of the Year, awfully quiet so far. Still looking for his first points for Colgate. He's 0 of 3 shooting. As we cross the 6-minute mark in this opening half, Colgate and Baylor here in Memphis. This is Nunn looking to take Baker off the bounce, misses. Ojanwana is there to stick it back.
Combination of the perimeter play, but we sometimes forget about the strength and size of Baylor up front. And they just continue to go back to this action. Remember we talked about those down high lows. This is effectively slowing that down.
This will be a reach-in foul against, or as Cummings is bumped. 9 straight points for Baylor.
You know, look at them. They're packing it up, making it go outside. They don't want to have that high-low that we talked about in the first 5 minutes. And then here we go. They start pushing it down. And I love the way that Nunn just makes it happen. Have his big guys go after the ball.
Louis Jacques replaces Chandler Baker, who sits down 0-5. Here comes Cummins. Offensive rebound. Moffitt, and he puts it down. Let's check in with John.
Well, Spiro, as we can see, Baylor right now already has 40 points with 5 minutes to play in the first half. Scott Drew told me yesterday that when Langston Love was healthy, this was the best offensive team that he's ever coached as a head coach. We can see why already, gentlemen.
That's a big statement considering some of the teams he's coached. Open three. Boy, it is raining down on this Colgate defense. That time it's Jaden Nunn.
I think I'm going to partially disagree with John and Coach Drew. This doesn't look all that bad as an offense here, even without Love. Wow, this is some outburst that they've had.
Smith misfires, so he's still looking for his first points. But Baylor at this end has everything working right now, shooting at a 60% clip. They're 7 of 12 from deep.
Oh boy.
Dennis! Oh, John went out with Nisi ailing a little bit, has that rib injury, has given them some nice minutes off the bench.
And Baylor is doing this primarily without turning the ball over, with only 3 turnovers. So they're picking the pace up. There's that one-on-one opportunity. Watch the ball fake, little maybe jump hook if he can get it there. Nope.
Records has to fade away. What defense by Ojanwana? Offensive rebound saved underneath by Moffitt. Shot clock at 5, it never got the rim. Moffitt is just trying to scoop it up as he gets resourceful.
All coaches do. But he gets a certain type of player who loves to get it off the bounce, can shoot it from the perimeter. If he can find 3-4 guys who can rotate in and out at the perimeter and play the way they're playing right now, they're a tough out.
Ryan Moffitt, it's a free throw line. Critical points here for Colgate. We had a chance to visit with both coaches. Scott Drew telling us, look, the Big 12 schedule prepares us for this moment. But at the end of the day, you know, look, they're still kids. We're still all human. Pressures of what this tournament represents.
They don't seem to be dealing with the pressure, like worrying about it. They came out and are playing Baylor basketball, which is a great sign from a coaching perspective.
This is Lohner. Wants to take his man Moffitt, and boy, he makes it look easy.
Yeah, and even the bigs, and Lohner being one of them, understand when my opportunities are going to come. That little slash cut through the lane for that hook. A little deflection here, trying to get that in by Smith.
A little bit of a careless pass. It was Bridges who got a hand on it. This is Nunn. Poked away by Records, and then a reach-in foul. They're going to get Nunn here.
So when they get the ball, watch the way he just drifts. He times it, though, right? 1 time, 2 times. Now he sees nobody that's going to help out defensively on the weak side. Beautiful time to go. Good decision there by the big loner.
17th foul against the Bears, so 1-1 here is going to put Brady Cummins on the free throw line.
Anytime they get an opportunity at the line, too, Spiro, they have to make these shots just to creep back into this somehow.
Cummins, a sophomore for Matt Langle, played sparingly as a freshman last year, and he opened this season as a reserve, but slowly but surely earned minutes and eventually became a starter this season for the Raiders.
And only 58% free throw shooter, and that came up really short. Back again with Misi in the game going after that one. You got to play through some of the spasms sometimes, if that's what it is.
This is Caleb Lohner resetting out of none. Ray J. Dennis is on the Baylor bench. He picked up his 3rd personal a couple of minutes ago. Here's Walter, the crossover. Again, boy, he has wreaked havoc against this Colgate defense. This time they get Jalen Cox. Jimmy, they just can't defend him.
Now, watch the way he's a tricky player, too, when he comes back just a little bit right there. It's just that extra oomph away from the basket, but it's a delay. He waits for the defender to come, bump him, and then he separates just a touch. He's got tons and tons of talent.
Win to get in. Tune in as playoff hopefuls battle to earn their spot in the postseason. The NBA play-in tournament begins April the 16th at 7 p.m. Eastern. TNT, True TV, and Max.
Walter has really got a basketball body, doesn't he? He just looks like he should play basketball.
Baylor, most points in a half in their NCAA tournament history was 47. They have surpassed that number in this half. Cox, much needed basket for the Raiders.
So this last 2 minutes, I mean, Colgate wants to do everything they can do. If they can get this back to maybe 15 points, that would be okay. But this Baylor team is running on all cylinders right now with confidence.
A Baylor team that got off to that impressive 14-2 start. They climbed as high as 6th in the AP poll.
Brought it down. Trouble when you bring it down with all those Colgate players, 5 of them in the lane.
Cummins the steal. It's the 5th Baylor turnover in what has been a nearly flawless opening half.
Smith has been slowed. Right here he is.
Where they need something from him. What a pass underneath Woodward, and then he coughs it up, saves it. Watch out. Poked away by Bridges. Your reflexes are still intact.
That's because I have tires on this chair.
Cummins is going to inbound.
You were right there, buddy.
I was ready to catch you.
You were protecting me.
Pretty stroke, Braden Smith. That's his first point of this opening half.
Yeah, and it comes at like 1:30-ish, 1 minute and a half. Maybe that could help for a carryover in the second half.
Boy, 9, and this is going to be a block. That Colgate bench can't believe it. As Nunn with an awfully strong move to the cup. And he's going to shoot 2 free throws. A reminder to stay here. AT&T at the half comes your way next. Get all the scores and highlights, plus the latest NCAA tournament news. It's all coming up on AT&T at the half. So here's Jaden Nunn, a Flint, Michigan native.
Does he establish defensive position? Never really does. Now, some people would say, okay, at the end of that play, Nunn ran him over. But if you noticed quickly, right before Nunn ran him over, you could see Smith engaging with him out there off the bounce. So I thought that was a good call from the officials. Wow, where are you going?
Just too aggressive that time was Jalen Cox. And that is the 6th Colgate turnover. Records had the hot hand early.
They did. They established him very well, and he's tricky down in the post, too, with the extra footwork. Watch that screen. Smith gets over it. But he's pretty good in terms of being able to make things happen.
Here's Misi playing with that bum rib, and he goes right back to work.
You can see why people like his game. Forget about the finish. How about what he did to get to that finish in terms of a guy like his size at 7 feet tall, handling the ball.
Third in the Big 12 in blocks, 30 more than any of his teammates this season. Better floater that time by Cox.
Yeah, better decision by him. I'm not sure where he thought he was going in that previous fast break trip.
So final 26 seconds and a half. Colgate's cut it to 18 points. But a half-second difference here, shot to game clock.
Both teams at 17 fouls, so nothing to give.
Scott Drew's going to take a timeout here, get him reset with 14 on the timer. Some of the cute faces here in Memphis. Shot clock at 11. Final seconds of this opening half. Jade Nunn probing. 5 seconds. Nunn gets a loner screen. Here it comes. He takes flight. Misses, and the stick back by Misi. And it will count for Baylor. And a fitting end to a highly efficient opening half in which the Bears shoot 63%.
Perfectly timed when you go in with Nunn. Yeah, looked good to my eye. He'll just check that quickly, I believe.
John Rothstein standing by with Scott Drew.
Scott, what is it like coaching an offense like this?
Fun when we're making shots. We're a top 5 offense in the country, so normally we make more than we miss. But when we're really good, we get stops, and then we can get out and go.
Well, you mentioned that you're getting stops. You've done a great job on Braden Smith. How has your defense done that?
It's hard. He's player of the year of the conference, really good player. We just want to make it difficult on him.
All right, thanks. Have a good half.
Thank you.
Spiro. The theme and the emphasis in the locker room for Colgate was simple. Let's control the things we can control. What can we control? Be better on the glass. Also be better defending the three-point line. Obviously, those two things have led to this 20-point lead for Baylor, Spiro.
Easier said than done against this Bears team.
Watch the seams on the offensive glass if they're going to come out to the perimeter.
This is Moffitt on the box. Well, can this kid get going? He was the Patriot League Player of the Year. Braden Smith, good early sign to begin the second half for the Raiders.
And I think, Spiro, back to 1 minute and a half left in the first half when he got his first bucket. That carryover effect, maybe he said, okay, you know what? Now I can get it going in the second. Colgate sure hopes so.
This is Ray J. Dennis, marvelous first half. And contact underneath here with Yves Misi taking a little push from the back.
Nice little handoff, little push. You see that little push with the dribble? That's to get the defender to kind of slide back to the basket and defend. Nice pullback, pull-up jumper.
Ray J. Dennis is the inbounder, throws into Jalen Bridges, who's going to reset. Not only does this Baylor team have firepower, what a pass and what a recovery by Smith. He got the block underneath against Walter, and then Misi touched it last, say the officials.
That was 2 recoveries just then, too, by Smith. On the first effort, then on the second one. And watch, he comes here, gets that first one, he gets back into the picture, too, and makes something happen to get the ball back.
So Colgate gets a basket and a stop to begin the second half.
Still in that matchup, the zone, and floating somebody right to the middle defensively usually. So look right here. See how fast he fills that middle of the floor defensively.
This is Keegan Records. Then he had the hot hand early, and he goes glass. So the Raiders showing a little life to begin the final 20 minutes. And Keegan Records, their first player in double figures with 10.
Yeah, he looks a little smaller than he is. He's 6'10" out there against Misi, who's 7 feet tall. With patience.
Here's Bridges against Moffitt.
Watch out.
Dangerous pass.
You saw that one coming, didn't you?
Shot clock down to 5. Nunn going to step back from 3, and he sticks it.
That's a nice read by Nunn to beat the clock just then. And watch him. He'll try to pretend he's going to the basket. Look how much separation he gets away from Smith to get that little bit more than a set shot 3 to go.
Nunn during the season was a 43% three-point shooter. Look at what he's done so far in this game. Again, the level of efficiency from this Baylor offense has been off the charts so far in this game. Smith changed his mind, gets it to Cox, now to Moffitt.
Yep, little mismatch down there if they can get it to him.
Cummins, a little bit off to the left, and it's tracked down by Misi.
getting unhandled. He's getting in the middle of the paint.
Dennis, boy, it's poked away. Nicely done by Records.
Numbers.
Smith dropping a dime. Cummins, no, the tip by Records.
Real good run out, though, by Colgate there with 4 guys getting down the floor in a hurry.
So the Colgate Raiders just trying to get themselves back into this one. Well, just under 3 minutes gone by in the second half. This is Walter elevates from deep, a little bit short, and the rebound corralled by Smith.
Yeah, did you notice he didn't get his footwork down as well as he normally does? He was kind of like stutter stepping into that jumper. That'll throw your rhythm off. You want to keep looking to the blocks if they can. Nice
Smith
block.
trying to turn the corner. What a find to Cox.
Good hands there, though, by Dennis to stop that Cox drive.
Cox needs to work quickly. Boy, right around the defense. Pretty drive and finish by Jalen Cox, the freshman from Los Angeles.
And Spear, I talk about it all the time. If you're going to the basket on the left side and you're a right-handed player.
Points at halftime. Records had it going early, and he's made some big plays here last couple of minutes.
Yeah, that was a big one to follow up a miss on the 3-on-1 fast break just then. Good numbers.
Largest halftime deficit that Colgate overcame to win a game this year came in the Patriot League tournament in the semifinals against Colgate. Matt Langle's team was down 15 points in that game, Jimmy. They really had to dig deep to win. Braden Smith was sensational with 21 points. Obviously, this is a different beast that they're facing here.
The 15 points is the same right now, though.
But again, it's an experienced team, a lot of veterans on this Colgate team. So you don't expect them to panic. Braden Smith has whistled.
Yeah, they called him for moving the receiver out of the position.
Look at where these two teams sit in the brackets. Winner of this one advances here to take on the winner between Clemson and New Mexico. Our game number 2 coming up here just after 3 o'clock Eastern time. So we hit the 16-minute mark. Second half here in Memphis. Baylor, the at-large, the mighty Big 12. This is Bridges, soft little leading baby hook shot.
I was just going to say that's kind of a big possession, even though we have a long way to go in this game to see if Baylor can get a little momentum at the offensive end again.
What a run it's been for Jalen Bridges. 120th consecutive start, 68 of them at Baylor. And he has had a terrific day so far. Here comes Smith, knifing into the paint, off balance. And the rebound corralled by Ojanwunup.
Yeah, just worrying about a shot blocker forced him to take that right-hand shot and move it to his left. And under control you have to be to get that one to go. Another reach.
Walter is fouled. And everyone's going to catch their breath. Bridges. So 15 and change left. This was the guard comparison. 2 of the names we mentioned, Jimmy, at the top. Braden Smith, slow start, trying to fight his way back into the game.
Yeah, and Walter just showing you what he can do with the basketball in a lot of different ways. But Smith has to get untracked, I think, at the offensive end to get some easier buckets for Colgate.
This is Bridges. It's a rare miss for him. And the rebound tracked down by Smith.
Rare miss for Baylor, too. Didn't you think that was going down? Wide open jumper.
If you've just joined us, Baylor shooting at a 60% clip. They've led by as many as 22. They were up 20 at halftime. This is Woodward, barrels into the paint, contact. And this is going to put him at the free throw line. Yeah, the chance, Jimmy, to cut this thing down to 15 points.
They made an adjustment, though, with Woodward. He brought both guys to the top of the free throw lane, and he brought Records with him. So they had 2 guys standing on the elbow, forcing the action against Baylor in the middle of the floor just then. Pretty good adjustment to get to the free throw line.
So here's Big Jeff Woodward, the senior from Audubon, PA. Guy's become such a fan favorite, such a lovable guy up on campus for Matt Langle in Hamilton, New York. He's a psychology major at Colgate who has spent the last 2 summers working at summer camps for special needs kids. Call him like a big teddy bear. Just so much giving from this young man. And what a future he's got in front of him off the floor. A big part of this Colgate team that is back in the tournament.
Yeah, the daughter who does some work like that, Spiro, so that's really dedication to that occupation or work that they're doing.
So many great stories behind these student athletes. As Bridges unable to get to it, little bit of a bump. Baylor wanted a foul. No whistle, however, as they commit their 8th turnover. Watch whip-around coverage of all men's games on your computer, phone, tablet, or streaming device with Fast Break, presented by Nissan and the March Madness Live app. Download today.
You know, another one of these comments I'll make. 14 minutes and change left, but Colgate needs to get some scoring right here just to give them a little bit of punch of confidence.
Records on the box. Boy, maintains his balance. It was well played by Lohner. And then Baylor unable to save in front of that Colgate bench. Terrific effort. And a little bit of a break here for the Raiders. And thankfully, looks like Ojanwuna is okay.
So let's see what happens here. He goes through, and
boy, that's dangerous.
Yeah, it is. Sometimes it becomes dangerous if you stop him too as a player. You know, you want to help a guy from falling, but they get up and help him afterwards.
And keep in mind there's that ledge off the edge of the court.
Right.
And that's where his right foot landed. Thankfully, he's okay. Louis Jacques on a three-pointer won't go. And the Raiders come up empty. Off the floor comes Walter. Crosses over inside. Woodward got a piece of it. And then it's last touch by Colgate with 19 seconds to shoot. One of the few times they've stopped the freshman in this game.
Yeah, and watch the red shirts come into play here. There's 2, there's 3. They jump, and they stay away. Woodward's going up, but not coming down on him.
Ray J. Dennis throws it to the backcourt, tracked down by Walter. This young man led all the freshmen in the Big 12 in scoring this season. Among the best first-year players in the country. Bridges elevates, barely nicks the rim. And a rebound underneath by Woodward.
So a bunch of those shots that were going in the first half, not as many for Baylor right now. Here comes Smith. Nice dish.
Little jump-off play. They won't get a better look than that for Thompson. Missed opportunity for Colgate.
Yeah, he had a good first half, too, when he came in off the bench. 4 of his shots.
Dennis, the spin. Boy, what a backdoor pass. Beautiful timing and the synergy between Dennis and Bridges.
And you watch Dennis play, Spiro. One of the things that you just touched on, that patience of him. Never in a hurry to make a mistake, even though he turns it over once in a while. But terrific with his decision-making.
So we hit the 13-minute mark in the second half. Smith into the corner. Open look at a 3, a little bit too much from Parker Jones. And Colgate with successive empty trips. Bridges. Near side to Lohner. Fight for the rebound, and Walter threw it off of his own teammate. Boy, this right here, Jimmy, would have cut it down to a 16, make it 14-point deficit.
Yeah, you pull the trigger on that, but watch this backdoor cut. And Dennis is just waiting in the middle of the floor there. He knows he has a second or two to deliver the goods.
It's a big potential swing in the game.
Still in this zone matchup, too. Watch the middle of the court again. See how they're squeezing that middle. One guy leaves, another guy fills.
Louis Jacques trying to go backdoor to Thompson, but they turn it over.
Yeah, they're going to have to hit some shots from the perimeter.
Three-pointer from Bridges, no. Rebound underneath by Louis Jacques.
So if they try to go to the perimeter, it would go. Here we go.
Dennis the steal. And Baylor right back in control. Told you about Baylor's season, just how good this team was. 23-10. They were 11-7 in Big 12 play. Got to as high as 6th in the AP poll. You get this team on the wrong day, Jimmy, they can play with any team in the country.
Pretty nice numbers at 6'9".
Three-pointer from Jones won't go. Offensive rebound, Thompson. Colgate desperately needs to get something going here. Jones couldn't squeeze it. Colgate gets it back. They're going to reset to Cox.
They're getting some effort, that for sure, on the glass.
Drop step. This is Woodward. They crowd him out to Baker. He's going to fire. And Baker just hasn't been able to shoot straight yet. He's 0 of 6 off the bench. Here's Miro Little back into the game for Scott Drew. Dennis going to reset. Dennis going to fire.
Good looking shot from the left side.
Jones off balance, so it'll flick up to the rim. And he's going to shoot free throws here for Colgate. You know, we just showed Jalen Bridges had to give his pop, Corey, some love. He drove 11 hours here all by himself to see his boy play in this tournament. There was nothing that was going to keep him from getting here to Memphis. Family from Fairmont, West Virginia. Of course, Bridges started his collegiate career in Morgantown. Second year in Scott Drew's program.
Yeah, not disappointing his dad also. He's done playing a nice game here so far. But good for him making that ride. Great story.
So Parker Jones at the free throw line out of Loyola High School in Los Angeles.
Watch that back screen.
Dennis's pass off the hands of Cox.
Little lazy bounce pass there to try to split the seam. The left side of that floor can be opened down on the baseline for Colgate. There it is right there.
Woodward bumped as they desperately try to cut into some of the deficit. You know, we wanted to mention the University of Memphis Pep Band here is playing for Colgate today. Colgate's band is at the Women's Hockey Frozen Four. Colgate sent them their band shirts, all the gear. Nice little song. They learned the Colgate fight song.
That's pretty good.
That's what this tournament's all about. Little assist. And a terrific job by those young men and women.
They're bummed out with the score, too.
Woodward, offensive rebound. Nice little bounce underneath, and that's Thompson.
I love the way the bigs for Colgate look for one another. They don't rush into their passes. That was just a simple play right underneath. Bounce pass, fundamentally sound, and they come away with a bucket.
So we crossed the midway point of the second half. Baylor up by as many as 22. But once again, Colgate showing a pulse. Quarter three, but every time Baylor has answered, it's Jaden Nunn.
And they just spread the floor. That's where they're so difficult. They have the ability to put it on the deck, go by people, and then when they're doing that, they're spreading it out. Really makes it hard to get out on that perimeter.
Boy, Jaden Nunn is 4 for 4 from deep. Baker in the corner.
Look at the length for Baylor right here.
Deflected out of bounds by Nunn. With 8 seconds to shoot. Moffitt's going to check in here for Matt Langle.
And you see the way they just go after the glass, and then they're patient with the little bounce pass, and they finish it off. They look for one another very well. But here's that Dennis drive to the basket, and he knows exactly where his partner is out on the wing.
Raiders inbounding here with 8 seconds to shoot.
Better get it in. There you go.
Baker throws into Moffitt. Moffitt backing down. Walter turns. A little bit of contact. And Colgate comes up empty. Walter transition. Three splash.
I tell you who gets a little credit for that bucket too. Not only the passer, but Bridges really ran the floor well to force Colgate's hand in terms of not being able to find the trailer.
First time this season, or in 18 games I should say, that Colgate has given up 67 points. But they haven't faced a team quite like this. Woodward.
It's a man's bucket right there.
20-point game with 8 and change left in the second half. FAU and Northwestern coming down the home stretch. And you can check out right now on CBS. Putback dunk. Beautifully done by Ojanwuna.
Just a little bit of a delay to allow that ball to get off the rim to avoid the offensive interference.
Boy, Ojanwuna has had to play a couple extra minutes today with Nisi getting banged up early in the game. And Ojanwuna 4 for 4. He's got 8 points and 5 rebounds. And finally, Baker gets his first points.
Well, he hit 40 of 87 of his attempts from the three-point line this year, so we know that he can shoot it. Just getting on track. Maybe they'll run a set for him, see if he's got a mini hot hand now.
Bridges corner 3, and that's good.
Boy, does Dennis know how to set people up. Just perfect timing, puts it right on the numbers.
Three-pointer from Moffitt. Baylor, Jimmy, was 7 of 12 from deep in the first half. They're 4 of 9 in the second half. 52% from the three-point line. I'm not sure there's any team in the field that can beat them when they're shooting it like this. Bridges going to fire it again and hits.
Wow. That's all I can say on this is wow. They are really ripping away.
Has been lights out shooting the basketball. 4 straight threes. And their shooting numbers just off the charts.
Yeah, look at that highlighted number, 12 of 22. And unfortunately for Colgate, because they're spreading the floor so well, and Dennis in particular is dribbling it so well, they're getting pretty much wide open looks and converting as they go back to their matchup man again.
Colgate Raiders program nothing to sneeze at. 4 straight Patriot League championships. But they knew that they were up against one of the premier teams in the country so far in this game.
Instead of getting the layup right there, they get a pull-up jumper.
Walter's 3 won't go. Bangs around the paint. And it's corralled by Records. Smith's going to get it to Moffitt. Now to Baker. As we come up on the final 6 in regulation. Records goes to work against Ojanwana.
Really knows how to use his body well. He had no place to go but right there, but then figured I got to squeeze my way back towards the middle of the floor, and he ends up reading the play well defensively, drawing the foul.
50-year senior is Records. What a career he's put together. Rhode Island kid. Wasn't recruited, Jimmy, out of high school. Slowly but surely, he has become one of the all-time players, part of this terrific run that they have put together under Matt Langle and their staff. And Langle told us he actually put himself in the transfer portal after last year at the encouragement of Langle, just to kind of see what was out there. But after he did some due diligence, Jimmy just decided, you know what, I'm not going to find what I've got here. So close to his teammates, the bond that they've built, the success that they've had, and it's turned out to be pretty good.
Yeah, sure has. Put together a little three-set checklist. There we go on the offensive glass.
Bridges the rebound off the Walter miss as we cross the 6-minute mark.
Look at Dennis operate.
Dennis into the corner to Bridges. He's going to step back from deep and hits again. Biggest lead for Baylor.
Well, and Bridges made that play by himself, too, because that was one of the few passes that Dennis didn't hit him on the numbers. He had to pick that off the floor almost.
Baker got Dennis to bite. Here he is slithering into the paint. This will be a reach-in foul. Let's check in with John.
All right, Spiro, obviously this isn't the result that Colgate hoped for today, but Matt Langle has made so many people proud for the job he's done in Hamilton, New York, especially his former boss and college coach, Fran Dunphy. I talked to Coach Dunphy yesterday. He's now coaching LaSalle, and he told me from an early age, Matt Langle had a special ability to understand and teach the game of basketball, and he has a tremendous amount of pride for who he was as a player, as an assistant coach, and more importantly now as a head coach for what he's done at Colgate, Spiro.
Yeah, John, amen. It's been such an incredible run as he has brought this program to new heights. 5th straight NCAA tournament appearance for Langle and Colgate. And boy, he has made so many folks proud up in Hamilton, New York. Braden Smith hoping for one last push, and he's turned back. Boy, Walter is called for the foul. What defensive athleticism at the rim.
So here he is. He's lining it up. Yeah, that was a hit there, too, but you're right about his ability to get back defensively.
There's Matt's parents, John, his mom, Jackie.
Had a nice conversation with John yesterday, his father, and the connections between their family and Doug Collins and Chris Collins. It's a nice connection.
What a terrific coaching career it's been for him. Mentioned Fran Dunphy in our conversation with Matt yesterday. Cut his teeth under Dunphy, one of the great coaches, as John just alluded to. So he has become a terrific coach in his own right. And now do the Raiders have one last push. 18-point game with under 5 minutes left in regulation.
The efficiency of Baylor is going to make that really difficult for them to get back into this. with one last push. We'll go with this action, this weave action.
Walter, nifty handle. Boy, a little hesitation maneuver to get the defense to bite. And Jacoby Walter is going to step to the free throw line with 4:35 left.
And Smith out front, you'll see him go for the steal right here. And when you miss, that just means you have numbers in the half court going to the basket.
Remember the void that they had to fill. Keontae George moved on to the next level, and Walter has stepped into that void and then some, Jimmy. Big 12 freshman of the year. Led all freshman scorers in the Big 12 this season. He was 13th overall in points. John, he was just tremendous.
No, he was, Spiro, and I think, Spiro, another thing you need to look at, and the Baylor staff have to deal with this last off season, it was still a little bit of a chore to put this roster together. You look at Baylor's starting five. Obviously, Jacoby Walter was a freshman, but Ray J. Dennis, Jaden Nunn, both transfers. Misi, also a freshman. A large portion of that starting five wasn't in the program. The Baylor staff knew it had work to do last offseason, Spiro.
Boy, did they put some work together and then some. And what has been just a tremendous season for Scott Drew and this team. Preseason number 20 in the AP poll. And the only question now, how far can this Baylor team go as they try to put the finishing touches on this really good, experienced Colgate squad. Up 19.
Yeah, the question will become whether or not, I mean, this is just blistering in terms of the way they're shooting the basketball today. Can they shoot like 70% of what they're doing today? Then they'll be in business.
Boy, beautiful two-man action. Records setting the table for Moffitt. So it's a 17-point game with 3:30 left. Bridges.
Wow. It's just nobody around him. You think they're going to slow it up just a touch? He sees that opening and goes for it.
Jalen Bridges has 21 points, 5 of 8 from deep. (84-68) with 3 minutes. He's trying to ratchet up that defense against Dennis. He's supremely confident with the ball in his hands. Bridges, the pirouette, the flick. It's all working for Bridges. Taking a little stroll to the zoo tomorrow on your day off, Jimmy.
Nothing wrong with that.
Not at all. I'll join you, actually.
Oh, you're going to pay for the admission?
You got the big bucks, partner.
Oh, if I had your money, I'd burn mine.
Here comes Cummins, turns the corner, little floater. Nifty finish for Colgate, so 2:34 left to play. Another reminder where these two teams sit. Winner moves on to take on the winner between New Mexico and Clemson. That is game 2 of our quadruple slate here in Memphis. Game that'll tip just after 3 o'clock Eastern time.
I like the way that Baylor has been settling in with this big lead. See if they can play half court.
This is Nunn. It's a rare miss. Boy, Bridges.
It's his game, isn't it?
He's been the player of the game for Baylor. Let's check in with John.
Well, guys, Matt Langle had anxiety entering this game about the three-point line because Texas made 13 triples when Colgate lost to the Longhorns last year in the NCAA tournament. Right now, Spiro and Jim, Baylor 14 of 28 from 3.
It's been one of the major headlines. As now Matt Langle is going to start to make some changes. Looks like it will be the end of the road for 2 of his most experienced players. Records, Moffitt, Cummins will all sit. Meantime, a nice ovation from that Baylor contingent. Dennis, Bridges, and Ojanwina to the bench. Jalen Bridges just off the charts. 23 points, 5 of 8 from deep. And Colgate just did not have the defensive answers. Jimmy, think about the consistency from this Baylor team under Scott Drew. Only team in the country that has been a 3 seed or higher in each of the last 4 tournaments. A run that began, of course, with their 2021 run to the national championship.
And how about this stat, Spiro? When Baylor has won 58 straight games when shooting 50% or better.
1-1 here for Louis Jacques
shooting 56% today.
Scott Drew is going to start to empty his bench. Austin Sachs is going to check into the game, much to the delight of the Baylor fan base. Always fun to see these moments at the end of the game, especially on this kind of a stage. What a day for Jacoby Walter. Sachs, a senior from Los Angeles.
From him, I'm getting one up. So they get a little opening shooting.
Former walk-on who was awarded a scholarship. Open three, and Baylor not done just yet. Chama Chichua filling it up from deep. Everyone getting in on the party for the Bears. We are inside of the final minute here in Memphis.
And half of their buckets they've scored, they've had assists on them. So 16 assists, 32 field goals.
There's a steal by Jones.
Nice work. Look at this.
What a pass. Up the floor to Thompson. Contact. And Caleb Lohner whistled.
Look at this. When you have big guys who can step out like that, everything's working in your favor.
Now, Jimmy, we heard the report at the top of the show from John about Langston Love with the ankle, unlikely to play in the tournament. He's such a big piece for Scott Drew. You wondered how they would make up for his loss. Top scorer in conference play, upperclassman with all that experience, but boy, they continue to play at this level. Bridges, everyone picking up some of the slack.
Yep. To give you an idea on Love, he had a 7-game run in January where he averaged 15 points a game on 56% shooting from the three-point line. Just like they really need another three-point shooter today, right?
Meantime, the finality of what this moment is like, you can sense it at the end of the Colgate bench.
Yep, it's horrible. It's a horrible feeling.
Jeff Woodward embracing some of his teammates. What an incredible season these Raiders had. The Hamilton, New York. Patriot League champions for a 4th straight year. No team has ever done that in the conference's history. Austin Sachs going to put his imprint on this final box score.
Looked pretty good, didn't it? What a feeling for him. A true memory.
Jimmy, is there anyone on this Baylor team that can't shoot?
I don't know.
My goodness.
People probably in the stands can shoot pretty well, I bet, too.
Little turnaround flick, and it is over here in Memphis. Scott Drew's Baylor Bears looking fierce as they dispatch the 14 seed Colgate, and Baylor moving on to the second round. Five straight first-round victories in this tournament, as Scott Drew continues to take this program